All right. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Non-Essential Podcast, episode 3. A little late, but hey, better late than never. And we have Bekky on today. Finally, Bekky. Hello. Are you alive?
She's
Is she-
muted.
oh, lol. She's gone for the moment. Okay, we got Shelby, which you guys will recognize. Galactic. He was
Yo.
here the first episode, not the second one. We're basically just gonna have to rotate people. That's just how it's gonna go. Okay, so a lot of stuff happened this last couple weeks, like tons. A lot of online drama that to the point where we can't even go over it all. Like we didn't even get to it all last time. Y'all remember about the Ethan Klein stuff, H3H3.
Uh,
He had a podcast he was a part of with Trisha Paytas, and she's like a really big online celebrity. He's like in the top 50 podcasts in the US. And yeah, they had like an actual like freak out on stream live that they broadcasted of her walking out, and then the show just ending from that. But we can't really like we can't go too much into that one because we have too much like new crap we got to get into. Shelby, would you like to talk about your story you found?
Okay, so there's this little tiny baby. He just turned 1, and he was born 131 days prior to his due date. His name is Richard.
nice.
I'm gonna try to find a
And-
picture of Richard.
Ha, his name is Dick.
Hi, Bekky. Miss, I'm late to everything all the time.
Listen, I'm sorry. My sibling needed me to help her get her cat inside. Thank you.
That sounds like a her problem. All right. Imagine
yeah, it's
helping
not
people.
your cat, it's their
It's
cat.
a pregnant cat, alright?
What the frick? All right, that's news. Hold on. Tell me about this
Hold on.
cat. How long has it been preggers?
A couple months.
Oh my life! What a fatty.
Pregante.
I remember we had a cat. It was a calico, and we thought she was just a fat ass, and it turns out that she was pregnant, and she had babies on the floor in the laundry room at like 4 a.m. But okay, I got a picture of this premature baby. All right, you guys ready for? Look at this. That was the baby when it was born. All right, it literally
And he
looks
had-
like
He had a 0% chance of living.
0?
A-
Dude, that's...
How
my
many
man's is the
still
luckiest
exist inside?
alive.
That's
Holy
a
crap.
good question, but now he is the world record holder for being the
Youngest
earliest
born
born
person.
premature.
You know, he was born so premature they could have just tossed him in a dumpster and not have any consequences.
Yeah.
Like you could literally abort that thing after it came out the womb, and it wouldn't be considered like after birth,
Murder,
dude.
yeah.
You could pop that thing out your vagooba and then call it a miscarriage. Like look at that thing. Look at his noodle arm. What the frick?
Dude,
Yeah,
I
that's
bet
not
when
even
she
an
gave
arm.
birth to him, all she had to do was sneeze.
Yeah, basically, it looks like he just.
Whoopsies.
It looks
Friggin'
like
A.
it looks like if I sneezed on him, I could like push in the soft spot on his skull, even though that's
Oh
his
my
entire
gosh.
skull.
No, he's protecting it. You see that? He's protecting it.
He protect, but he also attack.
He about a dab.
Mm-hmm.
Then he about
Okay,
to go
Small.
skirt. You feel me?
so
That's the mom's hand. Look at his little hand.
dude.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Kill it.
you also gotta think about the
No.
fact that, oh my gosh,
Yes.
Bekky, chill. Okay, you gotta think about the fact that what do you call it? Women have smaller hands on average anyway, so just think of daddy hand. Like compared to the size of that baby. So that baby is
sorry.
literally a pocket-sized baby. You could put that thing in like guys have bigger pockets than women. You could put that in a
Yeah.
guy's pocket and still have
I
room for
wanna-
keys and headphones.
I want to see a
And-
dude just like
And
grab
his
him.
wallet. And his phone. And everything else he owns.
Oh, I
Alright,
actually tried,
alright, we
to see how much I
understand.
could fit
Big
in my
pocket.
pocket. I think I fitted like a whole water bottle, my phone, my earbud like case.
Yeah, we've
An entire
all guys have
charger.
flexed on girls at school before by just shoving everything on the desk into their pocket with room to spare.
It's so annoying. Like We get it. You have pockets.
We
Imagine
get it. You
not
guys
having
have fucking pockets.
Bro, just wear my pants. It's not that hard, all right? You can buy them at the same store, or if you want to borrow a pair, I got you, homie. But like, all I'm saying is that you ain't forced to wear those goddamn skinny jeans. Just like my
That's
cousin's not, but he decides to.
Oh wait, is that the cousin that I met and he had like a weird TV circuit board in his room?
Yeah. So over at their house, they do things a little differently. Their living room is because they moved into the house that my parents were renting. Their living room is like a gym. They just have workout equipment and then a computer in the corner for my uncle's office, and then the downstairs living room is just completely consoles and computers, like
Game center.
everywhere. It's literally the game center.
That your cousin had like the most expensive shoes for no goddamn reason.
Dog, just stop.
Yeah,
hating on
he really do be having he has like multiple pairs of like thousands plus dollar shoes.
Yeah, I have friends
for
who have
literally no reason at all.
Like he doesn't even
And-
wear them.
Yeah,
he'd
it's
wear
a
him.
collection.
He'd wear him at school because I used to go to school with him. He's a grade below me, I think.
Did he
maybe
wear
2
like?
grades.
Did you ever wear the gold ones out? Please tell me he did.
I don't remember. He might. The ones I remember for sure are the ones with the weird laces that wrapped around the ankle. They're freaking
Oh,
weird, dude.
I know.
Wait, hold up. I might know the shoe you're talking of.
Yo, Toaster's like, that kid is shredded. He has like 0% body fat. You're right.
I got a cat. Aw, you trying to run? You silly goose. You can't escape me. You can't escape me.
Yo, you want to tell him about Gigi's no nut party we did?
Oh yeah. So me and JoJo, all right, we know each other in real life like cool kids, right? And
Didn't imagine.
I have a cat named Gigi. He's my little sweet boy. He's a little black cat and he likes pets and being held sometimes. And recently we got him fixed. And I decided that I wanted to host a no nut party, which means we get him like cake, party hats, candles, and then we just say, "Yay, you got your nuts cut off. Good job, buddy." So we hosted a no nut party. We gave him cheap cat food from the dollar store, put fake candles in it so he wouldn't get burned by anything.
Yeah, and we
And
like
then
turned the
we had
candle
his-
on and sung a
Then
song.
we had his castration party.
It was
was
a
pretty
good time.
great.
It was a good
Yeah,
day.
it was a good time. Good days.
Yeah, fun stuff. All right, what else do we got on the docket? I think I think we need to talk about the tommyinnit stuff.
Yeah.
Because that situation is
yeah.
ridiculous. So like everyone already knows that the Minecraft community, especially on Twitter, is the most toxic, cannibalistic community there is. Next to like, what is it called? The BTS community. No,
No,
Fortnite. They don't
I'd
care about you.
say-
They're not old enough to even make a Twitter
Yeah.
account.
I'd say Minecraft Twitter is worse than BTS. Because BTS,
Yeah,
they
it
can't really
definitely
do
is.
anything.
So
but, like,
BTS, all
Minecraft
they
Twitter
do
will
is
straight
take
up
over
dox their
every
entire
hashtag.
family.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
So
like BTS will be like, "Oh yeah, here's a." I'm not gonna say.
I
a name 'cause
remember
might sound
I
racist.
remember specifically there was a time where they made a hashtag, a cancel someone hashtag, and all it was a bunch of BTS posts, and that's all it
Oh,
was.
I remember that.
I don't remember
yeah,
who. Do you remember who it was? They were like pretending to
Uh,
cancel.
mm,
I want to say
I don't
Cole
remember.
Sprouse, but
Probably
no,
anybody.
it wasn't Cole Sprouse.
I don't look on
Oh.
Twitter, so
and yes, Toaster Killer, they do eat each other. That's literally what we mean by
Oh
cannibalism.
yeah. Okay,
So-
so
They will like stand for a creator for like ever, right? Until the moment that, because they put him so high up on a pedestal, they'll stand for him until they find something that doesn't fit their image of what they perceive this person to be, and then they just attack them brutally and then just eat them alive. Like the tommyinnit situation, apparently it started with him making a joke about Jay Schlatt, who he's apparently friends with, right? And if you know Jay Schlatt, he is slightly edgier. He's nowhere close to as edgy as used to be acceptable, but he's an edgier creator, right? He makes edgier
Yeah.
jokes. And then like soft people want to call him problematic. And even though he's in like the same category as Fitz, same category as Swagger Souls, I'd put him with those guys, right? He's in that type of humor. But he makes some kind of joke about Jay Slat, and then everyone just goes after him, saying like, "Oh, this person's awful. You should be friends with him. Cancel." Tommy, what is it? Tommyinnit Neg or something was trending. Tommy
That got
Neg.
really close.
That's what it's called. That's what they called it though. Tommy Negative is what they started trending. Tommy Neg with the slash in it, and basically just to post a bunch of crap about him. And then it all culminated when he did a stream saying I don't know which one came first. So he did a stream where he started asking the chat to explain pride to him, right? So chat responds by obliterating him mentally and just attacking him for even like asking for something like this to be explained to him. He should already know it, because you need to know it. You need to know all the woke stuff, right? And this poor child, right? He's a kid. He ends up apparently needing therapy after all this crap because he's being absolutely bullied by. He's got a massive following, like hundreds of thousands of people. Just like imagine that pressure. As how old is he? 16, 17?
Just a side note. What if his therapist was a Dream SMP fan and was like, "Hey, yo, you don't have to pay for any of this, but like, can I meet Dream or
can I meet?"
My gosh, isn't that the only reason he's famous? I haven't looked into the backgrounds of any of them.
I really haven't really watched the Dream SMP. I don't really know.
See, I don't watch the SMP or anything like that. But I know how Dream blew up, right? He blew up off it, basically his content alone being viral content, doing like mods to make the game interesting, right? Tons of those. I didn't watch any, but they like popped up in my feed. But that's how he blew up, and then he just carried everyone else to victory, which is the plan in this group, right? Whoever blows up first.
Was fine on his own.
He wasn't part of the group pulled up though, was he? I thought Tommy, there's some kid named George.
Yeah.
Everyone calls him Gogi for some reason. And then they ship him with Dream.
Oh wait, don't they ship Tommy with someone? Like two underage people they've been shipping?
Yeah, that's another weird thing I found about Minecraft Twitter is you'll just go there and you'll see like the weirdest, like either
Tommy,
shits
and then
or some drawings.
I don't remember his name.
I don't remember the other guy's name.
I know some of the lore in the Dream SMP. It's so big. What's his butt? Fuck, the one you compared to Fitz and Swagger. That one.
Jay Schlatt.
Schlatt. All right. So Schlatt was the president of their town for a while.
Manberg.
Yeah, Manberg.
No, it turned to Manberg because they removed the law after Wilbur fell. And then I kind of just like lost interest and my brain started turning to mush.
So, but he was the leader of Manberg, and then he got bonked somehow, probably because he wanted to leave the SMP because it was kind of childish. I'm pretty sure is why he left. So he stopped showing up in the Dream SMP. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember fully. But then this other kid, Tubbo, that's his name, Tubbo. He took over the presidency, quote unquote. And Tubbo and Tommy are the two that are shipped together, apparently.
Yeah, but aren't they both like children?
Oh, yeah,
and
definitely.
They're both straight, which is,
And they're both real people, which is really creepy. Speaking of which, if you ship real people, you're fucking disgusting.
Not even, dude. I literally shipped Shelby with someone.
No, but
come
on. Huh?
What? I didn't say nothing.
What?
But like,
right,
do you notice how uncomfortable that makes her?
Yes, but that's kind of the point of it because we know her personally and we do it to tease her.
That's fair.
It's like different between like fans and then like personal friends.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Especially with the whole Minecraft thing, you know, because you could get canceled if you don't say, "Oh yeah, he's hot."
Yeah.
But
Because
here's
then people will call you homophobic for it.
here's the thing though. They're calling him homophobic because he asked like I don't know the wording. I haven't found a clip of like what he said, but I really want one.
Yeah.
He said like, like explain pride to me is what I'm being told is what he did. And then they just attacked him for that and started calling him homophobic, even though,
You
I
asked
don't,
a question.
I don't
you
think he
must
hates
be
gays. It's like, you question the gays? That means you hate the gay. When like he's literally like,
It's like,
I ask the gays a question.
And they no respond help.
Yeah, so like I feel bad for him, but I also, like I was saying earlier to y'all off stream, I think it's kind of his fault for thinking that was okay to ask, because you need to understand that people are piss babies and people like to make nothing into something to complain about. Like, you can't tell me that you would not get a response like that asking such a large audience such a stupid question.
That's fair.
Also, probably 90% of the people who were actually mad weren't even in that community. Like, based off of what I've seen of people getting mad, it's usually people getting mad for the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we want to be honest, that's like most groups of people who get mad about stuff. Like if we want to even talk about like more political crap, like there's a lot of it's called the white savior complex. There's people who think with the kind of stuff they do or say is to help minorities, but they're all they come off as is like really rude,
Pretentious.
bitchy white people.
I think Bo Burnham had a song about that.
Yeah, probably.
I know he made fun of friggin' white women on Instagram.
White
He also
woman.
made
Doing nothing.
he made fun of white men, which was a good one.
Can
Also,
we make fun of black men, or is that off? Is that off the table?
I don't think you can do that.
All right. I see a double
you
standard
can only
here.
make jokes about the groups that you're in.
I don't
Yeah.
like that. I don't like that either. I like the Dave Chappelle way of going about it. He just makes fun of all the groups.
Who?
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle. So he's like a very based comedian. He's been doing it for like decades at this point. But yeah, he just makes fun of every freaking group, and they don't all take it differently. And he said the group he gets most pushback from, even though he makes fun of like all the groups equally, the one he gets most pushback from is the transgenders, because they don't like because he likes joking about like how funny, if you just look at it like from an outside perspective, the idea of someone being born in the wrong body is just freaking hilarious to him, like just to think about. And so he makes jokes about that, and they, some people don't like that. But his freaking humor on white people is hilarious. It's the best thing I've ever freaking heard.
I like Bo Burnham. He's also a DILF now.
He'd do a little.
He's
funny.
a DILF.
Yeah, he's in his 30s now.
Oh man, what an old guy. No, see, like literally, I try to look up stuff about Bo Burnham and like why people like him. And I've seen his old his old vines or whatever, not knowing who he was. But then I just see him say like a bunch of like literally not even like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not even like it's basic stuff he says, and everyone's like clapping like, oh yes, this guy's amazing. Like one of the things he said was like, apps like Snapchat bad because children will send nudes on them, and then everyone's like, oh my gosh, this man's amazing. I'm just like, but like, that's
Nah,
duh.
Did you ever watch any of his comedy stuff?
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen any of his. I haven't seen any of his skits, but I looked at some interviews he did on more of his like the stuff he believed to like figure out like what's this man's about.
He did a lot of those interviews when he was like at a younger age, for one. So, like, I don't take any of those to heart. but like I love his like comedy skits that are like you can find a lot of them on YouTube now. Like they're just genuinely funny, and you can tell that he put like actual effort into writing those. I like them. They're cool. I got chocolate.
We can all hear that.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Good.
Okay. Now, I think we've gone enough over the Tommy Innit drama. So I think the next best thing to talk about would be Amaranth. Let's get to Amaranth and Indy first because those are a lot easier to go over. The Creepshow one, that's gonna be forever.
Okay, hot tub streamers.
Yeah, so if we want to like roll back the clock, right? So if we want to do this chronologically, for the longest time, up until maybe about like 7 months ago, titty streamers was the name used for what was going on. It was women that were specifically flaunting their bodies to get money. So specifically to attract either a younger audience or a horny audience, you could call it, to give them, views and money and stuff like that. So this was no longer seen as doable on Twitch. Twitch specifically said like you can't just be flaunting all this stuff, 13 plus. That's a huge gap right there. We can get in trouble for this crap. Advertisers don't want to advertise on this crap, right? They're dropping like flies. So they started banning that kind of stuff. If it's not contextual, they said you have to have context to why you're half naked. So people took these in two different directions, and one of them we don't even talk about, which is wild. Okay, body paint, and that's still a thing people do, where women will just be completely naked and just paint on their bodies, right? They get away with this.
There's actually an entire show about that.
But it's on Twitch is the thing. Like you could just go look up body paint on Twitch, and there's naked women, their boobs out with they have like things covering their nips, but they're just painting on their naked bodies, and they get away with this.
JoJo body paint.
So
sure, dude, I bet.
So quick thing though, okay? So
yeah,
let's say, hypothetically speaking, let's switch this around. So let's say men started doing the body paint streaming. Would that be acceptable?
Yes. Probably. You know why? Because none of the body paint is doing anything below the belt, right? Women, they have these sex organs attached to their chest. They are called mammary glands, and they have these things called breasticles that surround them.
Hold on. Some honkers.
Hold on. I researched this actually. Oh. So funny
You're gonna
enough.
Lose.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna lose this.
Continue.
Bekky is determined.
I'm gonna double check this just in case.
Doing some research.
I'm sorry to say before. Okay, go ahead.
Hold on. So you said that they're sex organs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their main purpose is to breastfeed children, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Human males can also lactate.
Oh,
a very few number of males can. There's a percentage of the population that can.
However, because that there is still a percentage of men that can lactate, which means those in that case, those would be considered sex organs. Shouldn't all men have to cover up their chest now?
How many fingers are humans born with?
10.
There's humans born with less and more than 10 fingers. Does that mean does that mean that humans are born with more than 10 fingers or less than 10 fingers? No. These are exceptions to the rule, right? So you can't say, because if we want to talk about how nipples are even there on dudes because they're literally useless, is because before the male genes kick in, the complete development to the stage before it is all female. So everything while you're being developed in the womb before the male genes kick in and you start, growing male stuff, it's all female, including nipples. All right. So that's the reason nipples are there. But I'm not actually sure if men have mammary glands that can be considered sex organs because they can't feed a baby.
They have mammary. So men have mammary glands, but they don't produce the hormone prolactin. That's why most of them can't lactate. So under normal conditions, most males can't lactate, but if they are introduced to prolactin, then they can lactate. It doesn't matter because all men have those glands. It's just you don't have the hormone prolactin. Like, if you had that hormone introduced to your system weekly, like on a regular basis, you would be able to lactate. And if that were the case, all right, since all men have those glands, would they be considered sex organs at that point? And if so,
if they don't work, then no.
If they don't work, okay. So let's say a woman now no longer has the capabilities breastfeed. Would they still be considered sex organs?
This is a good discussion here.
Why are you guys becoming doctors? Like,
no, we're literally talking about this. Okay, but here's the thing. What do men not have? What do men not have in this situation? We can say they have mammary glands. What do they not have? They don't have boobs.
Uterus?
They don't have a uterus, but they don't have boobs either. They don't have breasticles.
Men can have boobs.
If you gave them too much of the wrong hormone, yes, they could. But do they have them? No. Okay, tell me this. What's his butt? Lil Nas, whatever his name is. He gave himself boobs. Could he show those boobs?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Can he show those boobs on stream? Lil Nas, the guy who did the "Take My Horse, Daddy." Oh, Daddy.
It was basically just rubber ones.
Yeah, no, he just he gave himself a breast implant because he was like bored or whatever. Also, he's gay now apparently or something. Yeah, so good for him. He's a gay guy with boobs now. So,
dude, he got boobs. Hold up, let me download.
No,
bro,
he
doesn't so
always
dumb.
have them on. It was only like once.
Oh, okay.
But here's
the one who did the "Call me what you want, call me when you need."
Speaking of Lil Nas, his pants ripped during one of his performances.
Yeah. But so.
Okay, you cannot convince me that's not on purpose.
No, it wasn't.
I don't believe you.
To be fair, he was going down on a pole and he had way too tight of pants on, and he went down and they just split right in the middle.
What did they do? Like, what's the protocol? Have you seen it?
Yeah, you can't really see much of it.
Did he have underwear on?
I think so.
I hope
I'm
so.
Curious now. Did this man's schlong just flap out into the great
From what
beyond?
it looks like, yeah, he had underwear because I don't find no schlong shot.
Yo, no, I saw a clip of someone was like vibing out. It looked like it couldn't have been a prom because this wouldn't be allowed on the internet if it was.
Here, I'll send you the.
But this guy's like jamming out, and then he does like the stripper thing where you go to. He's in a suit where he like goes down in like a squatting position, and then he spreads his legs, and then his pants just come. Everything comes falling out.
That's probably I assume that's a wedding.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's probably a wedding. Where the frick were we though? Oh yeah, we were talking about boobs. Yeah, no, he can't show those on stream because those are boobas. All right.
But they don't work as boobs.
Can you show drawn boobas on stream?
Yes, you can.
No, you cannot.
No, you can.
You can show a fully exposed drawn boobas on stream. No, you cannot.
Well, you can drawn boobas, yes.
No.
Yes. You
can show anime on stream. Answer the question.
If they are drawn, if it isn't like a photograph or like anything of like a sexual nature,
there is no situation in which nudity is allowed on Twitch streams. Cleavage is unrestricted as long as their coverage requirements are met. So that would include nudity in photos.
The fuck?
So what I'm hearing here is if JoJo
you literally can't put nips on your MILFs that you draw.
Too late.
Right? Do you just have exposed nips?
Do creepers have nipples?
That's a different story. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to
you have to cover the streamers. Going to where you have to cover the nipples. Offline TV did a a hot tub stream, but it's not in the hot tub stream way that everyone else was doing it. It was just a funny way.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
this guy's toast had like fake abs on, and they had to cover the nipples. And then underneath that, he also duct taped his nipples. So then he took it off, and his nipples were just covered.
Okay, but I've
So-
looked up the actual requirements, and since Bekky, you're all about the gender stuff, right?
Yeah.
So those who present as men are allowed to show their nipples. That is what it says.
Okay.
Wait, so you're
That means
telling
that you
me-
can say I identify as male, and then you can rip your shirt off and show your boobas, and then you'll be fine.
So
'cause
why
they're not
did
boobas.
Amaranth and them not come up with this idea?
Because biology doesn't matter, apparently.
It took us like 10
Yeah, they
minutes
just need to-
come
they-
up with this theory.
They literally just need to. Okay, because we stopped, right? We stopped at titty streamer. We have not moved farther than how it moves on. Okay, can we test this? Toaster, ask them. All right, I don't have boobas to test this with, and I'm also a dude already.
It's a no
But-
from me.
Or oh no, or I could say I identify as a woman, and then I show my nips, and then I get banned. It goes both ways. But
Yeah.
but okay, so we stopped at titty streamer, right? So their goal was to just show as much as possible, corsets, a lot of cleavage, a lot of boobas hanging out, a lot of asses bending over to pick stuff up for no reason, and writing stuff on a board so they could turn around and show off their butt,
Oops,
right?
I dropped the
So
quarter.
then they started saying that this stuff isn't gonna fly. Excuse me. Okay. They started saying this stuff's not gonna fly. So they had to adapt. And so what did they do to adapt? There's a couple other steps, but the main adaptation they went to was when they added context rules, where they said you can't be half naked unless there's context to you being half naked. So that's where we get into body paint, which body paint is allowed for some reason. I don't know why, but it's there. It's allowed. I've seen it. We've seen it on there. Okay. But the other group decided to go, and the majority of them decided to go to hot tub streams and beach streams. So first it was beach streams because you could just go to the beach and live stream it. But then they realized, you can't make a schedule around that. So they decided, let me just fill up a kiddie pool in my living room, and then I can be half naked and people can give me money, right? So
I mean,
that
great,
became the meta.
yes.
Yeah, that's the meta. But here's the thing, though. Is that what Twitch wanted them to do? No. Was it within the rules that Twitch gave them? Yes, it was within the rules that Twitch gave them. The problem is that category, there's no category for it. So it was only categorized as just chatting. So everyone who's just chatting now has to compete against these boobas and booties flapping in water, right?
Which is
And so-
extremely difficult.
Exactly. It's
Yeah,
very
'cause
hard to
ass
do.
is hot. So
But here's the problem with that, Bekky. I can't disagree with that. All right, ass is pretty nice, and that's why they get all the views, and it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I mean, they're doing something right if they're getting views. So you can't really fault them for us being horny little bitches on the internet.
But here's the thing: overall, that was not what Twitch wanted to happen. They put the rules there because they wanted the titty meta to end, and all it did was turn into the hot tub titty meta. Okay, so they decided, because advertisers still weren't liking this, right? Just chatting people weren't liking this, so they decided, what do we do? Demonetize them was one option, ban them was another option. Also, are we just let's just bring up the fact that one chick literally spread her freaking cheeks on stream for like 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Right?
My guys, this is not the platform for that.
She literally did this, and then she's just like, oops, and then she got banned for
Yep.
3 days, right? And then Justin Minks got banned for saying it had something to do with probably the no words you can't say about men anymore, which kind of sus. But she said some no word, like shrimp. She said the word that it rhymes with shrimp.
Oh, that.
And then she got banned for 4 days.
That's
So
so dumb.
Yeah.
I think I know why. All right. So the
S to the I to the N to the
admins
P.
here on Twitch are little piss babies. All right. To put it nicely, they're a little bit
Piss boy.
stupid. All right. They're like, oh, here, we'll just watch this woman's ass, her cheeks spread for 10 minutes, and then we'll ban her for 3 days. So that way people will be happy. Right. And then in Minx's stream, they're like, oh, you insult our entire gender. How
Existence.
dare you? Ban.
Like, honestly, calling them the shrimp word, that's kind of not a compliment in a way.
I mean, she wasn't wrong.
Lol.
I mean, they were watching her stream.
Yeah.
to
Oh
see
no,
ass.
that's not even the worst part. So apparently, I hope I don't get banned for this because we're not very popular. But there's literally in the guidelines, you're not allowed to make fun of like Twitch staff anymore. They put in the policy that it's against the rules to make fun of Twitch staff because that's how much of piss babies they are. Because there's
Wait.
literally theories coming out. There's literally theories coming out that these like female streamers were sleeping with Twitch staff to prop them
Excuse
up.
me.
Yes, these are theories that went around, which honestly, some of them probably are true. We can't prove it or disprove it.
If the Twitch staff really like
Alleged.
wanted them to be like higher up on their platform, they would make like hashtag hot tub streaming or whatever, and they would make options for them to make it a little bit easier, or like make an 18 plus.
Okay, no, literally,
No,
Bekky.
they
So
don't.
you're behind on the lore, Bekky. You're behind on the lore.
They
Okay,
don't do
so
18
what
plus.
happened? This is not 18 plus. They want this to be a platform that people as low as 13 are able to watch. That's the whole problem with this meta. But people in just chatting were getting pissed. Advertisers were still getting pissed because they don't want ads to be run on this stuff because they're piss babies about it as well. Because corporations, they don't like rocking the boat. They like doing what works. So they made a category. They made beaches and pool. What do they call it?
Pools, hot tub, and beaches. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, pools, hot
But-
tubs, and beaches. They made a category because then where do they have to go? If you play Minecraft in the freaking Counter-Strike one, you can get banned for that just because, or you can be suspended for that for a small bit of time because the categories are there for a reason. They're there to keep people who want to see what they want to see in there. So now they can't just go and just chatting and steal just chatting views. They're in their own category. People who go to that category, they go there because they want to, right? So they make this category, but also the ads in this category are limited. It's like having a limited ads on a video on YouTube. And that's because this isn't what advertisers want. They have to opt into that if they want ads to be run on this risque stuff. So they're making less money in terms of ads, which honestly, it's not even that bad. Like, yeah, they make
Quite a bit of money anyway.
They make tons of money off of. I'd probably say most of their money off of like donations and subs, but apparently they were not satisfied with this. So the new meta that they've moved to is ASMR, which I didn't know it was a category. I assumed it was a category, but I never looked it up, right? Because if I'm gonna be honest, I listen to ASMR. I listen to little brushy noises because I have tinnitus, and it helps me. Yeah, little brushy noises because I need a need for white noise in my ears when I try to sleep because I have a constant ringing in my ears like all the time, and trying to go to sleep with that ringing noise is very hard. So any kind of like wishy noise, like oceans and stuff like that, it's like it makes it easier for me to fall asleep, right? So I can understand why people would like ASMR, right? But no. So they went into this ASMR category and started saying they were doing yoga, right? And all they were doing was sitting in a pose, pointing their ass about 45 degrees to the camera. And then the microphone was like 175 degrees behind the camera or like away from the camera. And then they would just sit there and be like, yeah, this is fine.
JoJo,
This
it
is
gets
okay.
worse. It gets worse. Okay, so they also had like a face cam, but that's besides the point. I'm pretty sure Amaranth and Indie Fox, the two big ones, they had a fart sub goal.
No, No, literally, this is what got them banned. This is what got them banned. We're not there yet.
Yeah,
okay?
they would shove their microphone up their
ass and then
up
fart.
their butt.
This is why they got banned. This is literally why they got banned, because there's no way they didn't reach that goal. I don't know if they farted. I haven't looked for the clip, but I will look for the goddamn clip.
Apparently somebody like did the math, and one of the days where they did it, in like the past, I don't know, 3 hours or whatever, they made the goal like 3 or 4 times. And there's no way
How do you pack a fart?
that you pack a fart an hour at least.
How?
I
Like, what are they
can't
eating?
fart on command. How?
But yeah, exactly. Like, how do they keep them in there? How do they keep them chambered? Because sometimes you just gotta let it go.
They don't. I found their
That's
secret.
ridiculous.
They use a fucking soundboard.
Really?
I
That would
bet.
make sense. That would make sense. Yeah, that would actually make sense. They pre-record farts.
Probably.
That's smart. That's smart.
honestly.
Wait a minute, you used that fart yesterday. This is pre-recorded.
I'm
This
being
is
ripped off.
fraudulent. Some
I
dude
love you
like
guys.
gets really like freaked out and is just like, I wonder. Goes and layers 2 hot tub streams. It's the same audio.
It's the same fart. The fart prints are the same. We have a conspiracy on our hands.
This is you're shit fart.
Okay, but we need to think about what they were doing here, right? So technically they weren't. I didn't see, at least I don't think we went to Indie Fox's stream, because we investigated for a hot minute. We went into a regular ASMR stream, and she was just like, she had a brush on the microphone, right? And we tried to harass her we tried to like tease her for a bit. It wasn't harassment. I like using the word harass for like, I like to use the word as like hyperbole, but we went in there, oh my gosh, the dog is barking at nothing. But yeah, we went in there and started like, I said how much, because the big meta at like the start of it was licking, right? So they would lick into the microphone. So I donoed, I'm like, yo, what's the goal to, how much money do I gotta give you to, or I give 5 cents, and was like, hey, can you lick your microphone for me? And then she's like, no, but if you give me 7 more cents, I might. And then we discussed it, and then I gave her 7 cents. I'm like, what about now? She's like, no, but if you gave me $1, maybe I will. And I'm like, I like your business, funny lady. And I gave her like,
Isn't that against
give her
Twitch
$1.
I gave
guidelines?
her
though?
my entire rent.
Oh, is it? Yo, let me cut her.
Like-
Let me cut her off. Hold up.
Like
Raising goals.
like people like paying and asking streamers to do something. Isn't that against the guidelines?
JoJo broke guidelines.
There is no way that's against guidelines.
No, they're like, I do that in my streams all the time.
Like, I don't remember
Wait a
what
minute.
it was, but I
We gotta
saw
figure
it
this
was
out.
like you shouldn't like if someone like pays you and then says to do something that you shouldn't, because you might get banned. But that was also before any of the hot tub stuff was going on, so
Like,
who knows?
Well, like, as in you shouldn't, as in like inappropriate content or giving out my address.
Like the example that they gave was like
Apparently
showing
not
their
even.
feet. That was just the example.
It's feet. I mean, I know some people
man.
get off to feet, but they're like fucking.
Yo, you want to hear? I actually like
Who the
her.
fuck gets off to toes?
Just earlier today, I found a TikTok, like just scrolling through the For You. People were asking this guy. I guess he's like, he knows stuff about brains. So someone asked him to describe what a foot fetish was and why it's like such a common
I
thing.
know this. I know this.
Yeah. Okay, so he explains that the like anywhere in the brain that stuff you're attracted to comes from is because of like wiring is different in the brain for different people. And he pointed out that especially for foot fetish, like the area for like feet and sexual arousal are right next to each other in the brain.
Yo.
So that means that it's very easy for the wires there to get crossed. Like a good example to explain this is there's a certain number of people, a percentage of people, that when they look at light sources, they will sneeze. That is because
Oh, that's because Ugga Bunga, you come out of a cave.
No, that's not why. That's because the part of their brain that deals with like intaking light into your eyes, and the part that tells you, hey, there's stuff in your nose that you need to get out of your nose, they get crossed, and then you'll look at light and it makes you sneeze. Right? I knew a girl who was like this. It was pretty funny. Sometimes I pull out a flashlight and point it at her, and she just loses it.
That's me.
Now I'm gonna go point a flashlight at all my siblings.
Make them go black.
Maybe a laser pointer.
No.
Bro, hey, let's not joke about laser pointers. Them things hurted.
JoJo,
Right.
did you get a laser pointed at you when you were a child?
Yeah, man, I don't want to talk about it. It was green.
It was green.
That shit hurted, dude.
Yo, I just
Yeah.
tore off all the rubber part off of a like bread wrap thingy.
Plastic wrap?
What the fuck is a bread wrap?
So like
Oh, the thing you wrap around to like seal it off?
yeah, that
Plastic
thing.
wrap?
Oh, a
Twist?
twist tie. No, a twist
Yeah,
tie.
twist tie.
Oh, twist that thing. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a proper term for it, but yeah, the bread tie thing is they put on the end of the bag. Basically,
Oh,
just little
The
pieces of
colors
wire.
mean the day that they were baked.
It was a white one.
What?
Yeah. Have you not seen that before?
Wait, hold on. Let's look it up. Hold up. Bread wire colors. All right, let's see what the colors mean. All right, so white means it was cooked it was baked on a Saturday.
Oh.
Or wait, no, sorry, Friday. Sorry, I
Oh.
read it wrong. Yeah, it was baked on a Friday.
Have you ever just wanted to give yourself a piercing?
Honestly,
No.
yeah, kind of. Like, you ever stab your
mean,
fingies
I'm
with a
having
needle?
like the strangest urge to just shove this piece
Oh,
of
I've stabbed my fingies with a needle because I gotta take shots every day. But I'm
Oh my god. That was a
Like-
loud
Oh yeah,
thunder.
no, okay. So do we want to talk about the Galactic, or do we want to keep it
Oh
in the
yeah,
DL?
yeah, I can talk about it. I don't,
Yeah,
I don't
so
really give a
Galactic,
fuck.
he takes
I am
anti-short
short.
pills.
Okay, no, it's not pills, it's shots. Okay, so
anti-short shots.
no, yeah, so I was short and I was like, huh, I wonder why I'm short. And then we went and they were like, yeah, you're pretty short. So at first they were like, maybe you have a
Wait,
tumor.
how short? Give us like
Oh
four.
yeah, I
what?
was like 4'3" in 6th grade. It was
Oh.
bad.
You were shorter than Dizzy?
Yeah, currently I'm 5'1", so
You're
still
shorter
short.
than me.
Yeah, I'm
But
still
now you're
short.
taller than Disney.
Wait, how tall are you right now?
I'm 5'1" and I'm in.
I'm still
I'm
taller.
going into ninth. I'm
Bro,
going into
okay,
ninth.
y'all are older than him. Calm down. He's going into
Yeah.
9th grade, high school.
Okay, so basically they were like, yo, you might have a tumor, right? So I did an MRI and they were like, yo, you don't have a tumor. And I was like, I bet. What does that mean? And they were like, we're gonna have to draw your blood. So they put me, I got a day out of school. That was pretty lit. And since I have an anxiety of needles, which is kind of ironic since I got to take a shot every day, I took some drugs. Like we got a doctor.
Drugs?
Yeah, it was some loopy drugs. And the entire day, like after, because I got the whole day out of school. I think it was 7 hours. I was on an IV drip
Jeebus.
and whatever. And they like pulled my blood every hour to check because for something that my like body produces. And so basically, they're like, I think we got it a few months later or whatever, and they're like, yeah, you're not producing enough. So now I gotta take like shots every day. I could take a photo. I could go downstairs and take a photo of what I have.
Let's not. That's
no,
no Drugas on stream.
It's not that. It's not like drug us. It's
But it counts. It's supplements
It's
or
okay.
vitamins. What are the frick? But yeah,
Dude,
no.
I'm doing vitamins.
Okay, no needles. All right.
It's no,
I'm
it doesn't.
doing
No, what I
vitamins.
take, it doesn't have the needles. I have to screw on a needle to the like thing.
Oh my
It's
life.
really hard to describe when I don't have it. Like,
All right, let's not talk about how to do
It's
tall
like a
people
water
drugs.
bottle, and you gotta twist on the cap to the water bottle. But instead of
Kind
a
of.
water bottle cap, it's a needle.
yeah, and I have like this thing, so I'm not just like bareboning it. I have this cap.
Jeebus.
Yeah, I
don't
bare bone
fucking-
my needles for fun.
I don't. Fucking words are hard, man.
Gives me a rush of adrenaline.
No, it kind of does. Not gonna lie. I have like a phobia of needles.
Oh, wait. Speaking of adrenaline, okay, so have you guys ever looked up what is in an EpiPen?
No.
So
Yeah.
the
Pretty sure it's
drug,
just adrenaline.
okay, the drug in an EpiPen is called epinephrine, which is the chemical. How do you word it? It's the synthetic form of adrenaline, which means it's the man-made version of adrenaline. Apparently, they get it from pigs or something. So it's
Oh, that's how they
literally
used to get insulin.
Yeah.
yeah. So it's literally adrenaline. So your solution to an allergic reaction is shooting up adrenaline into like the largest vein available in your body.
I feel like that makes a lot of sense.
So I'm not sure, I don't remember the science behind like why it helps, but it's just wild to think like technically
I think
speaking,
I know.
what is the science to why
So
adrenaline
I
stops it?
took a medical anatomy class, so I think I know how this works. So your blood doesn't move as quickly when you're not on adrenaline, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and when you have an allergic reaction, that means your blood and your other like stuff is reacting poorly to something in your body. So when you have adrenaline, your blood moves faster, which makes it so that way the toxin in your body also moves faster out of your body.
Okay. That sounds on the surface level to make sense. So I will just not question it and take it as fact.
Dr. Bekky.
But the other thing is apparently someone who's, not having an allergic reaction, you're not supposed to use an EpiPen, right? But it's just adrenaline. So theoretically speaking, you could to just give yourself an adrenaline boost. But it could also kill you apparently. Which like
Yay!
trade-offs
Yeah.
turn into the Hulk or die. Like,
Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
it's a win-win.
I just now that I'm learning that an EpiPen can like probably kill you, which makes a lot of sense. I saw like TikToks of people just like recording and being like, "R.I.P. that pussy," and then just stabbing themselves with an EpiPen or something stupid like that, and stabbing
Yeah,
themselves
that
with an EpiPen.
sounds that
I'm
sounds
like,
bad. Or
wait,
you
huh?
hear that
You
story
can
of the kid, little Johnny, back in elementary school, who was allergic to peanut butter, and he always wanted to know what a Reese's, cup tasted like, and so he decides one day he's just like, bro, screw this, all right. He pulls out his EpiPen, uh, just takes out this Reese's cup from someone and just eats it, and then stabs himself in the thigh, and then goes to the hospital.
Oh
He's
no.
like, I just wanted the flavor.
Dude, he's not wrong. Like I do
Bro,
that.
yeah, like it's kind of like the same thing with like diabetic people who I can't remember the type of diabetes there are, or like
There's
which ones
type
are
1 and
which.
type 2.
I don't remember
Type
what they do
1
though, woman.
I know.
Just
I
explain.
know
Type
diabetes.
7.
Explain.
So type 1 diabetes means that your pancreas no longer produces insulin because your immune system attacked your pancreas for either an unknown reason or because your like immune system just decided that your pancreas is fucking not good. So it kills all the cells in your pancreas that produce insulin. So your immune system bunks your pancreas, which makes it so you can't produce insulin, which makes it so that way you can't digest food properly because insulin makes it so your blood sugar doesn't go.
You can't process sugar properly
You
without
can't process
insulin.
sugar. Type 2 diabetes, however, like in type 1 you can't cure it. It's
Mhm.
physically uncurable. Type 2 diabetes, however, usually comes around either via body weight or other underlying health conditions. You can fix it by having certain medications prescribed to you. Yes, it makes your pancreas not work properly. However, that can be fixed by fixing the other either underlying health concerns or fixing your body weight.
So that's the fat people kind that
Yeah.
you get from
Yeah.
being overweight. So my question is, why can't you just decide to take more insulin when you want to eat more sugar? Because you're supposed to watch your sugar intake, but you need to take insulin multiple times a day. Why can't you just be like, you know what? I'm gonna go eat this ice cream and then shoot myself up with more insulin than I would need on an average day not eating this ice cream. Tell me where my logic is wrong here.
So what? So are you saying like you're like, oh, I'm gonna eat ice cream later and then just give you more insulin? like
I'm
hours
gonna
in
eat ice
advance.
cream now. I'm gonna eat ice cream now instead of not eating the ice cream because I'm diabetic. I'm gonna eat the ice cream anyways, and then I'm gonna stab myself with insulin.
No, you can do that.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's the thing
Pog.
you can do.
Okay, now tell me, why can't I just give myself more insulin right now to make
Because
me
if
digest
you were
sugar
to give
better?
yourself more insulin, it wouldn't help you digest better. It would start. So insulin is used to digest any sugar in your body. So when you
Uh-huh.
insert more insulin, it will start digesting other sugars that you need in your body for energy,
Yes,
rather
but
than
here's the thing.
allowing those
What it
sugars.
sounds like, is that these sugars, because sugar turns into fats. Sugar is the fastest form of energy. When your body doesn't need it, it then converts it into different types of fat.
However,
So what you're telling me is that I can get rid of this fat by stabbing
No, no,
myself
no,
and
no,
being
no,
tired.
No,
No.
No.
What your pancreas and your insulin does is when you eat food, it'll automatically produce the amount of insulin needed to maintain that food and digest those sugars properly. If you were to take more insulin than you were like getting into, like if you were taking more insulin, it would start digesting things that you don't want it to start digesting. It would not be good. It would cause you to go into like a shock kind of state because your body
Okay, but
physically doesn't
here's the
understand
thing.
what's
Here's the
going
thing.
on.
Here's the thing. I know of another thing. This one chick I knew, we called her C-Pot. She was super duper skinny, and it was
Mhm.
because she had hyperthyroidism or hyperthyroidism, which uh, apparently there's the same type of thing with your pancreas called hyper and hypo. They're the opposites of each other.
Yeah.
Hyperglycemia, which
Mhm.
means that your pancreas it create too much of the insulin, and you're super skinny, right? And you can eat
Mhm.
whatever, but this is a problem because it could burn out your pancreas and cause you to get diabetes because your pancreas will stop producing. Or you have
Yeah.
hypo. Hypo is it's not creating enough, and it's basically an intermediate from normal to slipping into diabetes. So if you don't watch like what you eat, you will become diabetic. Like that's happened to my
Correct.
dad once.
My older sister, she has type 1 diabetes and hypothyroidism. She
Mhm.
has both. So
Well, I mean that's technically like if we want to
yeah.
be technical about hypoglycemia or whatever that or hyperthyroidism, that's the thing in your neck is the thyroid gland, which tells your body
Yeah.
what to produce. So that
Mhm.
that'll cause it
Mhm.
as well. That's what what's her butt had the complete opposite of what your sister has.
Yeah.
Where hyper, where she
It
could eat whatever the
produces too
frick.
much. And yeah.
Good times.
But hypothyroidism, my older sister has it. She has to take medication for it, otherwise it makes it so she physically can't function.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it causes her to be extremely tired. It's funky, man.
Understandable though.
Mhm.
All right, so I love how we can just like go to whatever freaking topics.
I love how it went from titties to hypothyroidism.
It's fantastic,
This
is it
is what
not?
happened last
are you
time
not
too.
entertained?
Don't you just love all of my medical knowledge? I'm basically dizzy at this point.
You're
Yeah.
better than Dizzy at this point because you're actually here. She too busy with her doctor stuff.
Dude, imagine
Um,
doctor.
If we can get her on the podcast one of these times, that would be Pog, but it's gonna be
Girls'
hard
night.
because she's busy. Yeah, girls' night. Yeah, see, that's the thing.
Like I know medical stuff. I'm
Oh,
so
I don't
I
like
remember
knowing
certain
I
stuff
took
I
the
learned.
principles of biomedical science in
Oh,
my
fuck
sophomore
did you
year.
just say?
Principles of biomedical science.
You just spoke a different language. I'm gonna need you to speak
No,
English.
I don't speak
Ooh.
enchantment table.
I have a funny story about something with medical stuff.
Gavin's about to spam the screen with the goddamn.
Nah,
Okay.
dog.
It's
Stop
Pepe.
hating. Stop hating on Pepe.
Oh wait, does that not pop up? Yo, Pog. All right.
Do I need to say what I said more slowly?
I'm gonna
No,
need
no,
you to
no,
say
it's
it
fine,
in
it's fine.
English.
Basically, a crime scene investigator.
Oh, that's
Oh,
easy.
that no, yeah, no. That's
And then
that's
there
completely
was there was
different than what I
other
thought it
stuff
was.
too. But that was the first unit.
See, here's the
That's
thing.
fucking
I took a
easy.
biology class in 9th grade, right? And I learned so much in that class that just randomly comes back to me. But the one thing I'll never forget, the mitochondria.
Is the
Is the
powerhouse
powerhouse
of
of the cell.
Dude, we
Alright,
don't even
I'm
need
glad
to
everyone-
fucking know that.
See, why do you need to know this? For one
And that leads
question
I
me
don't
on
know.
a
on to
single
the next
test.
point that
One question on a
They
single
teach you
test.
that from like 3rd grade up until where I am now.
and that leads me on to my next point about how the school system in America is fucking stupid.
No,
Okay.
no,
You're starting to
no,
sound like my brother right now.
No, you can't say this. You literally cannot
stupid.
say this. No.
Well, I just did.
You know,
No, it's
no.
not stupid. It's just
It's like
it
when
deals
anyone
with
from
disease.
Canada tells me something about my country I live in, the USA, something about like our laws or something, and I'm like, you realize you're talking about a union of 50 different countries, right? So Texas, it's not listed as having a great school system, but the way they teach stuff over there,
Yeah.
dozens of times better than how it is up here where I currently live in Utah. It's freaking. It's called what do you call it? It's called Common Core.
America
Common
may
Core.
be a trash
So like
bag, but it's
a
my
lot of
trash bag.
a lot of the U.S. uses Common Core, which is stupid, right? So when I moved from Texas up to freaking Utah, I was doing nothing in 1.5 of the math classes I was in because I already knew this stuff. I already learned it. It was ridiculous.
Didn't you like live near a Chuck Norris thing, or was that?
Yeah. Let's not talk too much about that. That's kind of too revealing information. Because it's a very small town.
You could spend so much less of your time in like the entirety of the school system. It makes no sense.
So I think it's either Switzerland or Sweden. I think their school one of those two Swisses, the SWA countries. Their school system, the way they do is they have a Galactic. Are you good?
Yeah. Yeah.
My man just zoned out.
I'm doing a little.
Shush.
Hey, Galactic. Hey, Galactic.
Yeah.
Did you look at a wall?
Yeah, no.
No.
Whenever he stares at a wall, his brain turns off. It's really weird.
I still have
okay.
that picture on my computer.
But guys, we need to be brutally honest with kids in school, right? It's just how it works, right? IQ is a thing. IQ is a measurable thing. We need to do what the Swiss countries does, all right? I don't remember which SWA country it is, but they basically, you go halfway through like what we'd consider high school, right? And then they take a look at you and they're like, all right, are you stupid? Right? Are you book smart or are you not? And then from there they decide, okay, you can go to school and be ready to like go to university and crap like that. Like is what used to be considered normal in the US. People are getting away from college now because it's not very useful. Or you can go this track and we'll go find you a skill labor job where you'll be taught as an apprentice in something and go do it. And a lot of schools, like a lot of funded schools, have started doing stuff like that where you can get certificates for stuff. But it's nowhere near like being an entire US thing. Like where Bekky lives, not a lot of funding there, not very pog. Do y'all have any certification programs?
We have like I think 2. Actually, no, we only have 1.
So there's like,
and
built
that's for like
to most schools is the college credit, right? You probably have that where you have like a dual credit class that you can
But
take.
you have to go all the way to the town across the mountain. You know the town.
Yeah. But I just in general, that's like the standard thing, right? But other schools are starting to move into like certs instead of college, like cert stuff. So the big school I went to back in Texas, I had to lie about my address to go to it because I live too far away. But they offered like tech programs and I think they offered automotive programs as well for kids to decide to just like learn this skill and then you can go get a job with this skill. I was going to do that and then we moved. And then I moved to freaking Utah and the school I started going to was starting to implement that kind of stuff, but it was only for like auto. So it wasn't for useful stuff that I was into. But I think that's a way better way to do it, dude. There's so many right now, it's hard to compare because like COVID and everything, jobs just like aren't there
Yeah.
aren't being filled because they're all there and they're not being filled. People don't want to go back to work. There's a lot of reasons for that, and none of them really have to do with COVID anymore. But the market was already needing like 500,000 plus workers for skilled labor, which means not flipping burgers, right? Plenty of those jobs, but not those aren't the jobs in this category of 500,000 jobs. It's like
Yeah, like
welding. Welding is a big one. They need workers for. It's not even very dangerous, right? It's just skilled work. It's something you need 2 eyes and knowledge on how to do. And there's not enough people to do it. But that's because our schools are dumb and they're like, go to college.
Nah, I'm
No,
gonna
go get a
next
real
time I go
job.
to my grandpa's, I might get him to teach me to weld because I'm bored and I got nothing else to do over there.
I know how to weld.
Like
The
the
problem
thing
is
that
I only have one eyeball.
yeah,
Dude, imagine.
like the thing that I want to do, like my school won't teach it to me.
What is
Like
it?
I want to go into
If
tattooing.
you say stripper, I swear to
Yeah.
I wanna. Don't get me wrong, they make bank, but I'd rather. But like being a tattoo artist, that's more appealing to me. And it like the
Yeah.
word tattoo is legitimately blacklisted on the computer.
I mean that's literally that honestly doesn't sound too understandable though. Why would they teach you how to like
But like
would they teach you how to be even
Yeah.
freaking
they
what do
would
you call it?
like general safety.
Would they
That
even teach you
sounds-
no.
no,
Would
that
they
sounds
even
like
teach you
something
how
you
to
would
be
do
a
in
food service
apprenticeship.
worker? Would they teach you how to do that?
Yes.
Which is like no, they don't. You
No,
don't have a
they
class for
do.
food service. Do you have a
No, they
class for food
do.
service?
Yeah,
Yes,
we do.
I have
we
a class for
do.
food service.
At my school,
Food service
we
or
do.
how to cook food?
Food service.
And what is the class? Please explain.
It's so it both teaches you how to cook food, but it also like shows you this is how you get your food handler's permit. This is what like a lower class
culinary. Oh, I
food
know what
service
class
job,
you're talking about.
culinary arts.
Yeah.
That's what
Culinary
the
arts.
color-
No, that is not a food service class.
No, that is a food
Madam
service
Cahoots
class.
took that. Madam
I
Cahoots
took
took
that.
that. My man's that does not teach you food service, all right?
No,
Like
it
there's
does.
no way you can tell me that anything in there, maybe a food handlers would be the most useful thing. But those are like $20. Those are like the easiest certs to get. But they're not going to teach you how to freaking work at a fast food joint dealing with god awful customers and stuff like that.
Working
JoJo.
with that teacher was pretty god awful. I'm pretty
Alright,
sure it
this is-
taught me a lot more than you think it did.
You're
Yeah.
turning into to your
Bekky.
anecdotal evidence.
Becky, I'm pretty sure for like tattooing, it's like an apprentice thing. You have to
Yeah,
go to,
it is
like,
an apprentice thing.
shops and
But,
shit and
like,
be like, yo.
What I'm saying about like tattoo art, like teaching me how to do that, I'm not saying have a class for tattooing. I'm saying have a class like about basic health and hygiene. Like
What?
They
in
teach
like
you that in science class.
no
What?
like
No,
No,
it's
they
different
teach you
for
that
tattoo
in
stuff.
oh, okay, hold on. Explain to me how that would be useful for tattooing, because
so in
I'm
tattooing
confused.
you
Would
have
you
to
like
have
to not have an infection on
Yeah,
a
would you like
tattoo?
to not have an
Okay,
infection?
AIDS?
But here's the thing, though.
Do you want
Madam
AIDS
Cahoots,
from a needle?
Madam Cahoots just got a tattoo, right? Okay,
Yeah.
she found I guess I don't know, an artist. Yeah, does that sound right? She
A
found an
tattoo
artist.
Yeah.
She found an artist who she wanted to work with, and contacted him, asked him about like booking, and then what she needed to do as like a new person getting a tattoo. And she had to do certain things involving like her diet and then her skin. So she couldn't put certain stuff on her skin for the time leading up to the appointment. But that was freaking it. Like besides hoping the place cleans the needles, which I'd imagine that a tattoo person would know they need to clean the needles or replace them. I don't know. I don't think that's something you need to teach in school.
Yeah, I'm
fair.
pretty sure you learn that stuff while learning how to do
Yeah,
the
while learning
job.
how to tattoo, yeah.
But then like another thing, okay? I shouldn't have to be in school for like 6-7 hours of my day.
So that's another thing that's a cost benefit analysis we can have a great discussion about, because there are people who cannot physically watch their kids through the day because they are working, right?
Okay, then those
single
kids can
parent
stay in
homes and
there for
stuff
that
like that.
long, but I don't have that problem. So why should I have to suffer with those children who literally don't know how to shut the fuck up
Bam, 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 bam.
7 hours
Because
of my
they-
day?
You gotta have an equal playing field, all right? If you gotta
There is no
suffer, if
equal
they gotta
playing
suffer, you gotta
field.
suffer.
America.
Yes, everyone has to stay those hours. Actually, if you want, you could do what I think you technically did, right? You get ahead, and then you don't have to your last year or 2 years. Like
But
by the
like-
end of my year,
But
I
like,
had, and we can argue about block schedule. Block schedule a lot easier.
It is
like-
so much easier.
wouldn't it be like just better to have like maybe a basic 8 years of schooling and then just go into the field you want, or like choose to have extra like schooling?
Well,
Wouldn't
you
that
gotta
make
think
more
about,
sense?
8 years, dog. I'm pretty
You-
sure I'm like around the 8-year
Okay,
area.
Yeah.
you gotta
Speaking
think-
of that, I heard
I
a
am
thing
not ready.
where Joe Bunga was trying to put
Oh,
more
yeah.
school years.
No,
No,
Let's say get him out.
no.
So, like,
Wait, what?
If
like,
he-
galactic,
yeah,
galactic.
He was
went
like, we're so far
years.
behind other countries with our education.
Okay, no,
So we need to
this is a
have
lie.
people go for
So
more years.
you know how they say
we
that
are a
the
little
UK
bit
has free
far.
college, right? So I've asked multiple people in the UK, right? Like, what the frick is college? What age do you go to college? What about high school? How do you identify high school? And you only go to high school till you're 16. College is the next 2 years. It's literally all it is high school. It's a different
Doesn't
school.
that make sense?
No,
Yeah.
it's literally
A
no.
little
They
bit.
don't learn anything useful. University is what we call college, because we have like freaking
You learn the
2-year
basics-
colleges, and then you
learn
have
the
4-year
basic
university colleges.
You learn the
No.
basic stuff in high school.
Yes,
and then you
concurrent
go
enrollment.
further into more career options if you want to
Okay,
go further.
but see, you can literally do that. I took classes that would have cost me like $1,200 in high school for $30 a piece, because I was doing concurrent enrollment. So I was getting college credit for these classes while I was in high school for the last 2 years, because you can only do it junior and senior year. That's how it's set up at most schools, at least. They either call it concurrent enrollment or dual credit.
Apparently, I can get college credits while I'm in high school. I mean, I'm
can,
not
but-
gonna do
but
it. but
try.
I
No, try.
can.
Just
do
look.
it. It'll save you money.
Okay, no,
But-
it depends. It depends. Are you going to college? Because
I
I
don't
just
plan
did
on
it because freaking I planned to go to college at the time.
I don't.
And then I switched to tech school because it's cheaper.
I got some dumb shit I want to do as soon as I graduate high school.
All right, that's because you're stupid, though.
No, so during the summer, I want to do like stuff at the beach or something, and then
You're gonna die. You're gonna get eaten by a shark.
during the winter, work at
Christ.
a ski resort. No, you're more likely to fucking get killed by a mosquito than get eaten by a shark. Now, suck
You're gonna
my
die by a
balls.
mosquito. Then
But like
suck my middle nut.
wouldn't it make sense? Like, just go to school for 16 years. Okay, you could still probably get some college credit in those 16 years. Then college for the other 2, and then you're an adult and you have your degree and you can go into the workforce early.
But you see, that's not how that
Yeah,
works
the thing
at all.
is, people don't view you as an adult until they view you as an adult. It's more
Until you
age
can rent a
range.
goddamn car. But
Yeah, it's
that's the thing, though.
Oh, yeah,
Degrees
you can't
aren't
rent
very
a-
useful.
You can't
Degrees
rent a
aren't
car.
useful.
You can't like buy cigarettes. You can't.
Degrees not useful, homie. You don't just get a degree and then get a job. All right, a good example, right? Creepshow Art. She got a degree. She was saying that her entire family was jealous because she's the only one who got a degree. Did she ever use it? No.
No,
She never
But,
used
like,
it. No.
but like
My mom,
Still.
she basically almost never used her. She became an accountant, right? And the
Yeah,
field for
accountant.
the field for accountants was very saturated by the time she got out of college, because it's what everyone was going into. So she wasn't able to get a job as an accountant until the last like 10-ish years. You know, that's the thing. There's so many useless okay, gender studies is the most useless degree out there. Okay? Next to lesbian dance theory. All right? Gender
Wait,
study.
that's a degree.
Probably underwater basket weaving is a goddamn degree. Probably it's just it make
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a degree in underwater basket weaving.
they make it
Can't
degrees out of
stop me,
everything. And here's the
JoJo.
problem: I have to pay for those stupid degrees that people are taking and that aren't making money because they just give out loans to you to go to school with no assurance that you're going to be able to make money off of the degree you're going in for, right? So yeah, these people complaining about like having a bunch of college debt, which they actually agreed to. You sign paperwork, you have to take a test saying you know what you're doing here, that you're borrowing money, it's not yours. I've filled out the freaking form. And then they're confused at why they have like $60,000 of debt, their underwater basket weaving degree, and they can't goddamn do anything with it. Like, come on. And then my degree costs more than it could because I have to subsidize their degree, which is freaking useless. I have to pay for it. Yeah.
That's pretty stupid.
Yep. College is dumb. I would not recommend college. If anything, tech school, because you know what? You can hold on. Let me look this up. Tech school tattoo.
But like also
there's schools
it's mostly an apprenticeship, mostly.
but that's the thing. Tech schools, they'll teach like one that I know off the top of my head is a tech school I go to. They teach how to cut people's hair. What's it called? Barber. Cosmetology. Okay, they teach cosmetology there, so you can literally get certified or whatever the frick is in that field for cosmetology, and then you can go get a job doing that for $1,700, which is not a lot for an entire course, right? So if you wanted, you could go take this course for $1,700, which, by the way, I want to point out is not even a full freaking grant, right? A government grant, which is basically like a loan you don't have to pay off as long as you complete the task. So as long as you complete the task, you don't owe them money. So if you get a grant to go to college and you complete the college, you don't have to pay it back. But grants are small amounts, like $2,000 or less. $1,700 class, you can go get a job, not have to pay anything. You'll pay down the line when our economy collapses, but that's a future problem. Let's not talk about that.
But like, hold on, my tongue hurts because I licked really like raw sugar, so now it feels like my tongue's bleeding.
Oh,
it is bleeding. Cool.
Oh
Anyways,
my gosh.
Wait, I'm pretty sure that wasn't sugar.
it was cocaine. No, but like
Bekky does
also,
cocaine.
so another thing. So 16-year-olds, right?
Yeah.
They're in high school and they're expected to go to high school
Sure.
and have a job, right?
No.
High schoolers are expected to have a job.
Not necessarily. It depends
My
where you
brother
are
wants me to get a
on the
job.
income ladder. Like Galactic. I'm just gonna assume Galactic doesn't need to get a job.
I
had to get a job.
But
Yeah,
I'm
see,
probably gonna get one this summer.
See, you don't need a job, and that shouldn't be the case.
But I like
But there are
money.
people that
After
do
that-
need jobs. Like I needed to get a job because all the money I made went to the family, you know, and then I got like a $20 allowance basically from it. Because that's what we needed to do at the time. But you shouldn't need to do that, and it shouldn't be expected of you. But
at my high school, it is expected for almost every one of the students to have a job.
Why though? No, explain to me why you're saying at the high school it's expected. No, I feel like you're just projecting something you think is societally normal. Because who is telling you that you need to have a job?
Like most of my teachers.
I can give names. What? So what though? Like literally, what I would say to that is, who cares? Your job is to teach me English. You know?
That's fair.
Like,
but like,
also, don't they get paid less than like a fucking post office worker?
No. Okay, that is complete BS. Okay, so, I don't know specifically for a post office worker, but the myth that teachers aren't paid enough is complete BS, because you have two options as a teacher, right? Because they don't work a full year. You either can choose to have your money spread out, because they get paid salary, you know, they don't get paid by the hour. It's not a wage, it's a salary. You can either get paid every single month of the year, which means you get paid less, but you get paid through the summer. Or you can get your lump larger amounts for the 9 months you work, and then that's it. Over the summer, you got to figure it out, right? So the other thing they get is really, really, really nice health benefits because they're, government workers. They got, if you add in the health benefits, they're making bank, all right, for what they do, and how much they work, because they only work 3/4 of the year. So if you have a spouse, you're completely fine. Like, that's why most teachers are married, because if you just have someone else making money, or just in general, if you just have two people in a relationship making money, you'll be fine. But no, teachers get paid plenty. Old teachers especially get paid a lot, because the longer you're there, the more you get paid.
My one teacher, I hated her so much. She was my government teacher.
Yep.
Quote unquote government teacher. She didn't teach government, by the way. All she would do is complain about her kids and turn on movies and watch football.
Lol.
Dude,
That's besides
I
the point.
hated
She
my chemistry
retired this
teacher.
year.
Dude, my chemistry teacher was so bad. He would expect us to know something when we haven't even learned it yet. Is that like
Yeah,
a
I
normal
mean,
thing between
I
chemistry teachers?
did you do
Yeah.
regular classes, or did you do
It was
advanced?
advanced chem.
So I had the same exact thing in advanced chemistry, where the teacher just expected, like, I feel like that was probably just the point, is like you're expected to do more than just be taught. You were supposed to teach yourself with this goddamn book. Also, the cat's getting angry at me now. She wants freaking outside. But yeah, that happened with me and my freaking chem teacher, and I ended up did I drop that class? I don't remember.
Do you want to hear about the teacher that got
think I
fired
moved.
at my school?
You can tell them about that. I'm gonna go let the cat out.
Okay. So this one teacher, she was a psychology teacher, I think it was a child psychology teacher. Okay.
Mhm.
She got fired, like hella
What?
fired. So this woman didn't teach. She expected
Mhm.
every one of the students to buy an $80 chemistry book from a
Mhm.
college that they would only use one chapter out of.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, by the way, you guys were on the first day of school." She's like, "Oh, by the way, you all should have had this prepared today."
All right, catch me
First
up.
day of
Catch me
school.
up. What I miss?
Lady, AP child psychology teacher, demanded that all the students had
Yeah.
a AP college level psychology book that they would only use one or two chapters out of.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And on the
America.
first day of school, she expected every single one of them to have that book. However, she didn't post anything on her Canvas page, on her website, nothing. It was all blank. And she just expected all of them to have that. So after that entire week, they all got their books stressfully because it was $80 after the $150 pay for school fee. So my older sister is the one who took this class, by the way. So she got the book, had it all good, and this woman didn't teach.
Mhm.
She just gave you videos and expected you to get the information from the video. And then she would give you a test either the next day or within that same week. So
Yeah, that's how my chemistry teacher was.
and then my older sister Rain would take the test, and she did okay. She was one of the higher end students in the class. And so she did okay, but on one of the tests, the final test, she didn't get as good as she got a B-. And she's like, I know I could have done better. So she went in during the free time period where it's go into your classes to go fix stuff. Every one of her students was in that classroom.
Oh.
Because almost every single one failed
Oh no.
that final test.
That's her problem then.
Yeah,
That's when
because
you know.
she didn't teach the material. My older sister only passed because she studied for 2 hours after school to make sure she knew the information.
But
And she had
here's
other AP classes on top of that.
here's the thing
But
with that. Then is it like the teacher's fault in that situation? 100%, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you have the freaking, what do you call it? You have the difficulty of the knowledge to learn. You have the teacher's ability to teach the knowledge, and then you have the grading scale it's put on. Like in Cali, they're trying to make it so 50% is passing.
I like that.
No, that is ridiculous.
Because
You know what that does?
That just like messes up with my head. Like 50% is like
That
half
is
the
nowhere
questions that should be.
close to good.
Yeah,
It's
that's
literally a
not.
coin flip. Like, you know what you do when you when you raise the bar, you automatically get like better results. So when you make classes like AP and pre-AP and stuff like that for people to be put in, obviously those kids are going to do better than the regular ones because they have the ability to.
Mhm.
If you lower the bar, then all you do is you set the standards lower than they were, which means you're going to get worse results overall. So
Yeah.
basically, California is just going to get stupider.
Yeah.
But like this woman, like students went in and were like, "Hey, can we retake this?" And she said no.
Uh.
The woman's like, "No, you can't retake it. I don't feel like doing that." So it's fine, Q. Shut up. Anyways, so
Bruh, shut up. I'm still in school. What do you mean?
So then a bunch of the students went to the administration and complained that this woman wouldn't allow them to retake this test because it ruined their
Their average, their GPA.
their GPA average. And they're like, we're not having this. So the administration talked to her and they're like, hey, why did like more than half of your students fail the final? She's like, oh, well, I taught the information. I don't know why they didn't learn anything.
She didn't teach nothing.
Well, why? What did some of them come and complain? What happened? And like the administration told her what happened, and then she went and yelled at students.
Pog.
And that's her fault. She didn't teach anything.
And
yeah, basically that's what it sounds like.
And I believe I remember right, one of the students had recorded her yelling at all the students for tattling.
Oh.
And the
Intimidation.
and that student gave it to the administration. And she was fired. For the rest of last year,
everything.
there was a substitute.
That is why you
couldn't
record.
find a teacher to fill her position.
I had a substitute.
Funniest shit I've ever seen.
Year. It's.
I had a substitute for an entire year.
She turned herself into a fired teacher. Funniest thing I've ever seen. But
anyways, do we want to talk about Creepshow now?
Yeah, I think we need to talk about Creepshow at this point because we're going pretty long here. Not that we have like a set time. It's an hour 30, so let's get through this Creepshow. So I think unless Becky feels like she has a better grasp on this situation, I think I will give the recap. What do you think, Becky?
I think I've.
Do you want to give a recap on who she is?
Yeah, I can do that. So Creepshow Art, otherwise known as Shannon, is a art commentary YouTube channel. She often made commentaries about dramas in the art community, dramas in trans communities, and just other communities in general. She often didn't approve of a lot of things that a lot of creators did and was very vocal about said creators. Even though she was also a manipulative bitch.
Whoa. Slow down there. All right. Slow down, Sally. All right. So, Shannon always came off as like the nice girl that just wanted to be friends with everyone and stuff like that. Even though she would talk about subjects that were, drama. She was a drama art channel, which means her videos consisted of kind of like commentary gaming channels, drawings happening in the background while she talked about stuff. That was it. And apparently she had an editor for this. I'm just thinking, why the frick do you need an editor to like slide your video footage over your audio? But that's besides the point. All right, that's just a nitpick on my part. So this situation stems back a decade because apparently it turns out that not only has she been stalking someone who is a fellow creator, and not even just a fellow creator, it looks like the timeline is she became a creator because this person was a creator, specifically because she was a creator. So basically, she's told stories about how she was homeless, right? And she usually use this as for pity points, that she lived in her car with her boyfriend. And every time she brings this up, it's always about like, woe is me type stuff. Turns out they were homeless on purpose because they just didn't want to pay rent. They were trying to save up money. So they just became homeless, not because they didn't have the funds to live anywhere, but because they wanted to just save money and get rid of debt faster. However, it turns out this person she stalked was an ex of her boyfriend at the time, who is now her husband. And we're not going to get into everything with her and said husband because I don't want to talk about some of that on Twitch. But the main allegation that there's a lot of evidence for is that she and him, both of them, have been stalking her for the last 10 years, hacked into one of her Facebook accounts, and took complete control of it, specifically as blackmail. Use it on her one time by sending one of the explicit videos she had privately on her Facebook account to an employer when she got a nice job and had her fired for it. A no-no video, you might say. Okay. Gets her fired and she becomes homeless because of this, right? So it's just, and you start hearing beats from this story that sound exactly like stuff that Shannon has said in her videos. And she literally made a video saying that she had a stalker that had been stalking her for 8 years. And now people are starting to piece together that she's just been taking stuff that's happened from this, what's her name? Emily Artful. She's been taking stuff from Emily Artful's life and making videos about it, pretending it was her life.
Can I say something really quick? Okay,
Yeah.
So did you watch Emily Artful's video?
I've not gotten through it. I am 3/4 of the way through.
I watched the entire 2-hour clip in 2-hour video in one whole session. And then I watched other videos on the entire situation. So Emily Artful was the person being stalked. Yeah. And even before Emily said anything about it, Creepshow was bringing up that she was being stalked. Years in advance.
Was it years? Because the furthest back video I've seen, because I discovered her channel around the mid of 2020, but the furthest back video I saw about the stalker, I thought was more recent. I thought it was within the last 2 years.
That one might have been more recent. However, when Emily Artful and Creepshow were talking, in those screenshots, it was in years in advance.
Yeah, so basically, we're gonna bring lolcow into this. So there's a website called lolcow, which specifically exists as a anonymous gossiping forum, and they have a policy saying that if you try to boost yourself on the internet or start drama involving yourself, pretending to be, a third party, then they will strip you of your anonymity. They will literally just call you out for who you are because they have everything. They have all the IPs whenever a message is sent. They can piece together who is sending what based on that. So it turns out that she got outed by the admins of this site for basically starting gossip about herself, defending and defaming herself on the site, which is against the rules. So when they outed her, they outed all of her posts, which there's almost 300 of them. And all these posts basically just gossiping about her quote unquote friends in the community. Like pretty nasty stuff in some cases. Or like she because I don't know, if you joked about this, maybe it'd be okay, but no, she she was gossiping, saying that one of her gay friends, one of her straight friends, one of her straight friends was secretly gay, or the other way around. Do you remember, Becky?
She's muted.
Oh,
I
frick.
don't remember, no.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Basically, questioning the sexuality of these people, talking about these transgender people, talking
I know
about these
that
other art channels and gossip channels, talking crap about them
I
all.
know that she was like specifically talked about this one art channel. I don't remember the name, but she talked about this one art channel being like, "Oh, they're such a copycat and they're such like a just talking shit."
Yeah, so she tried to start beef with Emily from Alt Accounts, where she's like, "Hey, have you seen this channel called Creepshow Art? She's a complete copycat of you." And then she tried to get a reaction out of Emily from it. And she never did, according to the receipts, but it's just ridiculous, like the links that she went to and the fact that it lines up too perfectly. And she tried to, at first, she tried to respond to it saying that it was her stalker who was sending those messages to defame her and who was spoofing her IP address. And a lot of people
Just
believe this
spoofing.
at first because they don't know the extent of what spoofing was. But the moment I heard that, I'm like, oh no. She
I
just
watched
dug
the
a
video
hole.
that Spockter made. He's another commentary YouTube channel. He worked with Creepshow for a little bit. They stopped working together, like I think about 2 years ago after like he was like people started saying, "Oh, he's a pedophile and whatnot." He's not. Receipts came out. He's not. He was like framed. But anyways, he used to work with her, and he talked about the whole situation, and he explained why spoofing wouldn't work in this situation.
Here's the thing. Spoofing, for those who do not know, spoofing is basically the process of making your IP look like someone else's IP to send information across the internet, which is illegal. So let's just point that out first. Spoofing is illegal. It is also very hard to do, and it is very unlikely that someone would be able to spoof changing IP addresses over the years, which is what she basically was trying to say happened. So she dug herself like further into this hole when
Didn't
she
they
used that as an excuse.
didn't they find it out through her browser cookies or whatever?
Yeah,
Yep,
that's how they found out.
because when you go to a website, you leave data behind called cookies, which they then use to either sell. Some websites will sell your cookies to advertisers, like Google will take your cookies and advertise to you, depending on what you've searched and stuff, or to tailor the experience of said website towards you. So, like YouTube will cater content that you want to see, not solely based off cookies. But yeah, it's like it's basically your browser data during a session, and they had all this too, along with the IP addresses that it came from, and they also name dropped a library, and the same library that Emily name dropped. I think it's some like Tiger or something library. I can't freaking remember. But they name dropped a library that apparently Emily caught the Facebook account being logged in from. And then, what do you call it? Shannon has said in videos that her and her husband used to go to that library when they were homeless to go do work and stuff. And then they what do you call it? Lolcow also confirmed that same freaking one of the IP addresses used in the group of devices that were used came from that library. So she is screwed. She is completely screwed. She is not only like a lying, manipulative person, but she's been doing this for years. And
Also,
it's just awful.
Creepshow Art has been getting like the most attention out of this, but also her husband should be receiving like
Okay,
negative criticism for
careful.
this too. I'm just saying, he should.
Yeah, no, okay. So he's done some horrible stuff allegedly as well, and he might have been pushing a lot of this as well, because we don't know how much of this was her and how much wasn't. But past people in her life have said that who was making that noise?
I am.
It's Bekky.
Stop it.
I'm making
It
cocaine.
Stop
sounds
making
like
coke.
she's scraping
I
something.
literally hear you making
Yeah, for
freaking
the
drugs.
past like 15 minutes, I've been like inside my brain, like, okay, this will end. You just gotta just sit here, man.
God, stop it, Bekky.
I have my blasting powder. It's like little small sugar crystals, and I've been taking this shot glass that my chat made me drink vinegar out of, and I've been rolling it on this powdered sugar stuff until it becomes powder so I can snort it.
Oh my life, you're gonna die.
d-
All right, let's not say this.
Good
Okay,
point.
but basically back to the Creepshow art thing. She's been caught in a fat ass lie. Like she is super screwed. There's no way she gets out of this. No way she recovers from this at all. Like she can't. All the receipts are there. And the thing is, it goes even deeper to like family levels because her sister just came out and outed her for this activity. Because her sister was also doxxed by her on this lolcow website, which is terrible for many different reasons. Doxing anyone, bad. Doxing your own sibling, worse. And apparently, according to her sister, Shannon is a man hater, or was a man hater when they were younger, and specifically tried to sabotage her and her boyfriend's relationship because she was dating a man, and also writing stuff on the lolcow, or I think it was Reddit, is where it was said she wrote about how her family was jealous of her for being the only one who graduated college, or a 4-year college, I think is specifically what she said. And then like talking trash about her cousin, who she refers to as a brother because they started referring to him as a brother, who died, who's dead, man's not even alive, saying he was jealous of it. I'm just like, bro, what the frick? Like, I don't know. It all sounds like she's such a nasty person.
I say we launch her into the sun.
I don't know if we have that kind of technology, but
No, we got Elon
I'll
Musk.
bookmark it.
Hold up, just be like,
You'll
yo,
bookmark it.
beep, boop, beep,
Send
bop.
her into sun.
Yeah, I just have a little sticky note on the desk like send
listen.
Shannon to
We
sun.
send her into the sun with the rest of the trash. So
But,
it all goes back to the trash.
If you guys haven't finished watching the whole like Emily Artful video, definitely finish watching that.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty far
It's
through, but then I started grabbing other people's perspectives of the situation because by 3/4 through, I'm like, yeah, no, she is screwed. But that was the other thing. Most of it centered around like the first part of it was about Anthony, who's the husband / ex-boyfriend, and it's so bad. It's just it keeps going, and there's so much evidence for it. Like holy crap! Because like there's been cases where people have jumped on stuff way too fast. I'm trying to think of an example off the top of my head where people jumped on stuff too fast. I guess.
I have a good
the,
example.
mhm.
The whole Spoctor Tech thing. I'm not sure if any of you guys remember who Spoctor Tech is.
I do not recall.
So Spoctor Tech is a commentary YouTuber. I talked about him earlier. He's the one who worked with Creepshow for a little bit. Spoctor is a furry lizard bitch. He's cool. I like him.
So
But
if you mix
for a
Pyro
while,
and Leafy together,
yeah, basically. For a while, like at the beginning of his YouTube channel, he used a voice changer to make him sound more adult so people would take him more seriously.
mm-hmm.
And that made people believe that he was older than he actually was. At the time, I think it was like 2 years ago, he was 16. And 16-year-olds do dumb shit, right?
Yeah.
So he was talking to, I believe it was either a 15 or 14-year-old at the time. Don't get me wrong, still but people started labeling him as a child predator because they thought he was an adult. So everyone hopped on this bandwagon that he was a child predator until he was about canceled, and then a lovely individual, I don't remember her name. Ponder Sprocket, that's her name. Ponder Sprocket looked into all of this evidence that was given, found a lot of it was fraudulent, and saved his ass.
Nice. Yeah, so or the
Couldn't
other
he
one
just
that comes
be
to
like,
mind is
yeah, I'm 16.
Well,
I mean,
people
like
people
you'd have
believe him.
to identify yourself that basically dox yourself to prove that. That's the only way you could do that.
And it got to the point where his family was getting a little concerned. They thought that they had like a pedophile in their household. It was bad.
What the frick? But they know he's a kid. I'm confused.
They know he's
now.
a kid, but like it was not good.
Okay, well, the other one I thought of is it's kind of a higher profile one from back in the day. Zaptai. He was labeled like almost immediately. He used to do a podcast. He did like movie reviews. He's not a YouTuber of my time. I did not watch him, but a lot of the commentary community knew him and was friends with him, including people like I'm Alex. Apparently, was one of his friends. Elvis the Alien, who's another big one nowadays. A couple others I can't remember off the top of my head. But they basically found out he was talking to, or no, he came out about the fact he was talking to uh, a 13, or no, he was talking to a 16 or 17-year-old girl. I think he said it was 17-year-old girl. He was 19 or 20 at the time. He was talking to this girl, getting nudes from her, right? And he was coming clean about the situation through his friends. And then it turns out that this girl was lying about her age the entire time, and she was actually 13. Apparently she was 13, or
Bitch, what the fuck?
or no, I think she was 15, and then people just changed it to 13. They just made it up that she was 13. But yeah, she lied about her age. And then he like disappears off the internet, and they go on his podcast and basically tell him, or tell the world like, yeah, he came to us and told us that he's a sociopath and blah 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 blah, and then he just used people to get famous and stuff. And then it turns out that's not actually what happened. The thing with the 13-year-old made up wasn't actually a thing. He wasn't a sociopath. He was self-diagnosing his depression, and it turns out he was just depressed, and that was it.
Oh,
And then he left the internet. He tried to come back, but he left again because it was getting too bad from the old stuff. But this man's did like almost nothing wrong here in the situation. And he can't. He's trying to have a normal life, but people have almost found him multiple times for freaking stuff. No one had enough evidence to ever prove anything bad. And then we have Creepshow Art over here, who's been growing for the past forever. How long has she had her channel? And she's just no
Since
consequences.
2016.
No consequence this entire time. It's been 5 years then. That's ridiculous.
jeez.
I've created powdered sour sugar.
Just
Okay,
fucking
let's not snort
send
that
it,
on.
bot.
Let's not snort that on
Yeah.
stream.
Get
Is that
bot.
a challenge?
No. Oh my gosh. Please don't.
Oh, she fucking did it. Yeah.
No, she didn't. She
Yeah,
died.
you're
if
right,
she
I
did.
Oh, damn.
No.
I can do it right now though. I'll take a sip.
I was like
No.
that sounds like I
Do it.
got a single
Do it.
piece of rice touch the back of my throat, all right? There's no way she snorted a goddamn thing of sour spray. We're going to have to end it if she dies right here.
Okay, yeah, she
I
might
still
have
don't
done it.
know if I believe you.
Oh, that fucking burns.
Can you feel
Alright.
it behind your eyeballs?
See, here's the thing. We're going to
Oh.
end it here. We've been on for almost 2 hours counting the
No.
load up time.
I'm gonna do it again.
It's ridiculous. Oh
No,
my gosh.
Becky,
no,
no.
Becky, wait. Becky, wait. Becky,
Gosh.
wait. We need to close. Stop sneezing. All right. All right. Thank you for everyone who stopped by for the podcast. Sorry it's longer than usual. Becky is like this. She makes
Sorry.
everything wait, I got to stop my words there. That was not going to sound right. All right. Everyone have a good night.